Hey, it's Kim here. It's been more than a month since AvCon, and I meant to record this video a few times actually, except I've been playing Stardew Valley and not recording this video instead. So after I go to conventions where I play games, I like to talk about them. I'm not really much of a reviewer or anything like that, but you know, I played games and I'm excited about them and I like to talk to you guys about them because that's fun. So yeah, played a couple. As usual, this is not in any order, it's just how I happen to play them on the day at AvCon in the Indie Games room. So Normal Human Sports is a pack of games of normal human sports. So it's going to be a pack of 4. At AvCon it was showing 2, fencing and volleyball. I played volleyball a couple times, I really enjoyed it. I was okay at it, considering it's like, you know, pick up and play. I think it's definitely going to be one of those easy to learn, hard to master kind of mechanics. It was all really tight mechanics, but point of the game, you're playing sports against your friends. It's competitive, multiplayer, local, online I think as well. It's coming to Switch and PC. It was really fun, I enjoyed it. I think it was that kind of silly that is good to play with friends. Like, it was normal volleyball. It was normal human volleyball, except then you could jump over the net and score your points from there and that sort of thing. So it was really fun. I think it'd be very much that kind of, you know, roughhousing, local multiplayer that I miss from when I was a kid. I think the standout for the game is the mechanics. There's no perceivable lag or anything like that between you pressing the button and it coming out on the screen. I don't know how that's described. I said I'm not a reviewer, and I think that's what made it good, is like you're playing these games and it wasn't like, I hit X or A or whatever and it didn't do what I told it to do. It was like immediate, and I think that's why it was satisfying to play. Kana Quest is a puzzle game by Not Dead Design that teaches you Japanese, specifically hiragana and katakana, where it's a match 3/dominoes game. So you've got all your tiles and you tap them and you have to move them so the sounds that match each other either by vowel or consonant are next to each other. So I'm immediately attracted to this because I watch anime and I can't really read Japanese or anything like that. I don't speak it. I know sugoi and I can recognize certain symbols, like this one is ku and this one is not. And I enjoyed it. It's got really cute pixel art and tapping on the tiles, and it's always like ka, na, not, ni. And that was cute. And I enjoyed the matching. I think it's the kind of thing where if it was paired with actual Japanese learning, if you're learning to speak Japanese and learning the hiragana and the katakana, matching them together, it would all sort of help reinforce that and make it a lot quicker. As a game just by itself, and being in the Indie Games room and being distracted by a whole convention, that sort of thing, I did find I wasn't picking up, like it's like I wasn't reading and retaining what the symbols were. I was just sort of tapping the sounds and going, oh, that one's ka, remember that one's ka. Oh, that one's not, that one, remember that. And then you're sort of doing it by memory instead of actually learning. So whether that's just me, I think, yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It was cute. It was good. I'd get it. I'd buy it for myself so that I could read more Japanese, even though I wouldn't use it for anything. Maybe I could get some of my manga in Japanese and be like, yes, I can read the symbols. Don't know what they mean. I played on the iPad, so I guess it's mobile. If that's the kind of thing you're into, keep an eye out for it. It was really fun. Yeah, good stuff. My Little Fanfic was kind of a standout in a unique sense for me at Indie Games Room. It's I don't even think it's a simulation game. I guess it would go under that. You're a fanfic writer, which I think that's what it was. I think it was like really nostalgic and how did they describe it? Indulgent. Indulgent was the word that they used, and I think that's exactly what it is. It's sort of, imagine it was the 2000s and you were writing your fanfic, and that's exactly what it plays into. It's got My Immortal references, which were amazing. It made me cringe because you type it out. You don't actually write it. It writes the story for you, which involves the most fun I've had with a keyboard, which was you just get to mash it. Like, you just get to randomly just and it types the words for you, and you're just pressing whatever the hell you want. And I think that was such a fun mechanic, because you never get to mash a keyboard, really. You don't ever get to just like, oh yeah, I'm typing and it's like blah, 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 blah. And I think that was just really fun. It was making me laugh out loud so much while I was there. It was just great. So you type a little bit and then it types your sentences, and then you have to pick, you know, is this a coffee shop AU or a college AU, or are you, you know, what is your character wearing? And so it sort of gives you options, and then it writes the story for you, and then you get feedback from the, you know, the commenters, the people who are reading. And it was just, I don't know, it made me happy playing it, because I wrote fan fiction and it captured that exactly. It was just perfect, and it was a great little experience. Primordial's Fireborn is an action-adventure platformer game by Toybox Game Studios. It's you're playing as Ash, and he's got amnesia, so you've sort of woken up and you're playing the course of the game, which is one day in game. It's one in-game day, and he's trying to piece together his life, I guess, since he woke up and doesn't have any memories. And it's all sort of based around, there's this huge lore in the game and the world, and it's all tied in with elementals. And it was, I don't know, it was really interesting to me that the lore of the game is so developed, and you're sort of playing this one little section. And the developers were explaining to me, like, imagine Primordials is sort of the actual name, sort of, I think, is it like Elder Scrolls and then there's Skyrim? So you got Primordials, and this is the Fireborn section. The demo that I played was the alpha, and I think for an alpha build, it was pretty amazing. Like, the puzzles were standard, I'd say, seeing as this is kind of genre game I think I actually play the most of, so it was, for me, fairly expected gameplay. The world looked really pretty, and I think in a final build of the game where you actually get to explore the lore that I got to talk about with the developers, it would be really intriguing and really rich and deep, and that would be pretty fun. The combat was definitely one of those things that was still in development. I personally would love a dodge roll, because I like a dodge roll in my games, or just some sort of quick dodge of some sort. I think as something that was the alpha build, like, definitely the base of the game is fun, and I will be watching how it goes, because I like the idea of the huge story and that sort of thing. Rooftop Renegade is a competitive multiplayer platformer by Melonhead Games. It's sort of, do you remember Mario Party? If you played Mario Party and you had the 1 versus 3 mini games or party games or whatever they were called, and this is sort of reminds me of one of those where you've got one person is a runner and the other 3 are the gunners. I don't know, does that qualify as a run and gun game? Anyway, you've got your players and one person runs and they're on their speed skates and they've got to like across all the things, and there's multiple levels to the platforming and that sort of thing. You've got to jump and glide and grind and whatever. I think you can do tricks as well and collect things and get power-ups as you're going. And then the gunners are trying to shoot you down, naturally. And they get powers as well, so they can freeze time and slow you down, and you can do big target shots and all that sort of thing. It is a couch multiplayer, which I really enjoyed. I'm always looking for multiplayer games because I miss playing games with people. It's sort of turned into this solitary hobby. I think it's the kind of game that will have replayability with friends, because everyone's going to be a different shooter or runner or that sort of thing, and then because of how you use the power-ups, I think you could get a fair bit of party game action out of it. I also liked it has a little bit of a story where it's like she's running from the time cops and the time cops are the gunners, so she's actually running through time, and so you're transporting through time and trying to stop her from being able to jump through time. I don't know where the story goes from there, but it's intriguing. It's getting a Steam release next year, and I think they're hoping it's going to come to consoles after that. So if you're looking for something to get mad at your friends about while you play over drinks or not drinks, you know, check it out. Unfortunately, that's all the games that I actually got to play this year. I was sort of running around the convention a bit more than I did last year somehow. Not quite sure how that happened. But I still really had fun, and if you guys played some games at Indie Games Room, or some indie games in general that you want to talk about, or you had thoughts on these ones, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs up and all that sort of good stuff. And if you'd like to hang out some more, hit subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye!